Okay, so if you don't mind, I'll stand up. I'm more comfortable when I'm standing up. So, good morning, ladies, gentlemen, honorable guests. First of all, thanks a lot for having us, myself and our distinguished panelists, to be able to talk about a very, very important subject. And the way I'd like to organize this is because we have, I think, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and it's a very big topic. We'd like to cover a lot of stuff, so I won't spend too much time. A quick introduction of myself, and then I would like to contextualize what this session is going to be about, and then I will introduce my distinguished panelists myself. So my name is Kaiser Naseem, and as was mentioned, I'm an international development banker, which means I worked in emerging markets. I was with the World Bank and with the IFC for about 60% of my 40-year career, and focusing on emerging markets in terms of the development. But since we're talking about finance, so I'll just stick to capacity building of financial institutions. And all of us know that over the last at least a decade, if not more, there's been a lot of focus on leveraging technology for everything we do. Again, bringing it back to finance, since we're talking about finance. So a lot of my time in the last 10 years was spent on digital transformation of institutions. And again, all of us here know that technology has given all of us great ability, great power, great knowledge of being able to do whatever we do, provide whatever service we provide with greater efficiency, greater speed, greater accuracy. And coming back to the financial sector, two of these technologies, and I'll just narrow them down because that's going to be the focus of our talk, which has the most, I think, potential in terms of being able to be leveraged and improve the way services and financial products are delivered, is blockchain. And built on that blockchain, the concept of decentralized finance is the one which I think is the most exciting. And although most of us have heard of these, and perhaps we know a lot about both these concepts, the technology blockchain itself, and the concept of decentralized finance, we will try in this session to try and explain in more detail what that actually means. And we've also seen that built on top of this blockchain, over the last few years, we've seen an explosion of digital currencies, for example, and I talk about currencies right now because we're going to talk about crypto exchanges. I think there are more than 6,000 of them. And I think with the arrival of Arriva, we have 6,000 plus. But can this work? Because this will have to be built on the concept of decentralized finance, as we saw that you don't need to go through the SWIFT exchanges and you don't need to go through any regulatory frameworks. But is that so? And to decipher this, I will call upon my expert panelists. So we have Wei, who is actually the CEO and founder of one of the crypto exchanges. It's called LBank. And then Shantnoo is Saxsena, you got your last name here. Okay, I thought that was your first name. Is a co-founder of LBank, but he also runs Encryptus, right?
Sorry, I'm not the co-founder.
You aren't? Okay, I thought you were.
I'm the CEO for LBank.
Okay, the CEO of LBank. And we is going to talk to us about crypto exchanges, what they are. That would actually be my first question. And I mentioned decentralized finance, which is a very important concept if we want to do what we were told that we can do. And Saxsena will give us some insights into how that works. So, and nothing further to do, let me start with you, Wei, and ask you the first question. What is a crypto exchange? And why do we need it?
Why do we need it? Okay. Firstly, I want to everyone know my name's Alan Wei. I'm CEO and co-founder of LBank Exchange. So when you ask about what is crypto exchange, in fact, LBank is a crypto exchange. I want to explain more about LBank Exchange. In fact, I start to found this crypto exchange in 2015. We started in, and 2016 we launched. And what we offer is like most focused on spot trading. It means people can do like crypto to crypto trade, especially like based on USDT, USDC. You can buy Bitcoin, ETH. So this is like normally crypto exchange trading offer. And also we offer some like other function like ETF trade, also like futures trade, and also like staking. So crypto exchange is you have a lot of function with finance, with trader side. If you are a professional trader, you will like to trade this and trade with crypto exchange. And especially like people who want to invest in crypto project. You want to buy and invest in crypto tokens, especially like mainstream tokens, Bitcoin, ETH, you usually need a crypto exchange. So this is what LBank we are trying to offer to everyone. We offer our community users a one-stop crypto exchange. You can do everything about you want to invest in crypto industry. So
okay, but thanks a lot. Just bringing it back to the theme of tourism.
Yeah.
So yeah, we understand very well explained the concept of a crypto exchange, and if you're wanting to invest and manage the assets. But how would this play a role in what we just saw earlier? For example, if we want to use a stable coin or a coin or a token as a method of payment.
Yes.
So do we need to come to you to be able to access that? First of all, is Ariba listed on your exchange or not yet?
Yeah.
So tell us that. So what is that role? How will you facilitate the payment of a tourist adventure, let's say, through paying through a cryptocurrency?
Okay. Especially like for nowadays, the stablecoin is very useful in many industry. I think in travel industry, there is also a lot of like payments with crypto, because in crypto industry now we have a lot of startups. They are offering the payment solutions with cryptos to those kind of merchants, especially like travel merchant who can accept crypto. It's like people can use wallet. If they already have wallet, so they can just transfer the crypto, like USDT or Bitcoin or ETH, to buy the service, to book the hotel, something like this. I think it's already now have some real use case in our real world. Another thing is like people can also use like centralized exchange, because all the centralized exchange like LBank will offer the wallet, so you can use exchange wallet. In fact, it's more fast. It's more fast to do the payment. You just need to scan and pay to another guys. So a lot of like payment solutions in crypto industry can be used in travel, especially like Shantnoo. He is our LBank CEO and also starts the company is like crypto payments company. I think he can also explain this part.
Okay. Sure, so, absolutely.
Yeah, we can move to you, but I wanted to talk more about the concept of decentralized finance.
No worries. I can also throw some light also about the other question that you asked about Ariba.
Please, go ahead. Yeah.
So for everybody's knowledge, Ariba is listed on LBank Exchange, which means users can come in and they can buy the Ariba token using USDT. USDT is a stable coin that's pegged with dollars. And really, the project seems to be pretty good, because if you see, I mean, we are not here to comment about any specific project, but as an industry, Alan and I, in fact, we were discussing just around that time. So you have a lot of cryptocurrencies, but we have to find the utility. Like Travala.com is probably one of the most premium websites where you can buy air tickets and hotels. You can book your hotels, etc., but using stable coins and bitcoins only, but not a specific token. Whereas with Encryptus, what we have taken is a very licensed and a regulated approach to work with companies. For example, if Booking.com tomorrow wants to accept crypto payments, they can do it, because what we can do in the background is we can help them and work as a liquidity provider, which means we will onboard them, we would do KYC on them, they would bring cryptocurrencies to us, and we can in return do dollar transfers to their bank account, which means they still remain in the ecosystem and are able to serve a large audience using a crypto-regulated products.
Okay, now, again, you spoke about changing the crypto into dollars or into any other currency. So when we speak about decentralized finance,
Yeah.
and so there is no need for doing what you just mentioned that we do. So how real is that? How close are we to having a decentralized system? I know we will have a regulatory framework always wrapped around anything we do because of systemic failures or whatever. But less of bureaucracy, is that what DeFi gives, or is it something else as well?
Sure. Do you want to take up, or should I?
Thought you
So
were the
we have
expert
to
on-
understand what is DeFi. DeFi is pretty simple. You have financial products, you have got technology, which is blockchain, and you have got internet. When three of these things combine together, it results in decentralized finance. Instead of, in comparison to traditional finance, where there is a central bank, where there is a regulatory authority, in DeFi, we have something called as smart contracts. So everything that you do in the DeFi as an industry is all saved in the smart contracts. What I think is, personally, it can solve two major issues if this can be integrated well. Number one is user KYC. Think about users who, if you look at the European population in today's time, people also borrow money just to travel, for example. And a concept wherein DeFi can play an important role in lending money. So borrowing and lending are the two major activities in DeFi as an ecosystem. However, if this is also combined with travel, for example, it can result in something very interesting. Again, this is probably the first conference that we are attending outside the crypto ecosystem. And this also means there is a lot for us to learn from the travel industry. Alan was mentioning a very good point. They don't know about, travel industry doesn't know a lot about cryptos, and crypto industry doesn't know about travel. So this is a beautiful forum, actually, for us to interact with them.
Absolutely. I think that's why they have this partnership now with Arriva,
Right.
so that they can leverage the blockchain technology. And just to mention, blockchain technology for the tourism industry is not just restricted to payments. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that blockchain you can build on top of blockchain in terms of tourism. But since we're talking about payments and we're talking about how you can buy your way through, a travel experience. So this crypto space, again, I want to understand, so you're an exchange, right? You're a crypto exchange. So you list not one coin, you have several. And obviously you do your due diligence when you list them. So when it comes to payments, so how would someone, let's say like myself, who has in my pocket or in my wallet an Arriva coin, so how does that payment system work? Does it have to go through an exchange? What is the process? Just for us to understand that better.
Okay.
Or does it, first of all, does it have to be listed? Does that coin have to be listed in a crypto exchange?
Okay. I think it depends on many different kinds of acquisitions. Firstly, if you want, let's make it simple first. If you just do a payment, do a payment to buy something, to buy a service. So in fact, you can directly use the exchange wallet, just transfer from this wallet to another wallet. So it's only a transaction. So this is a very simple way. But if we can make it to business way, so there is some solutions in crypto industry. People scan, they have the wallet. You just need to scan this, and the merchant guys, they will choose to accept cryptos, all these accept fields, because the solution will transfer this to the field, to the merchant if they want. So this is another kind of solutions. And there's also some, you see some machines. There is also some machines you just need to scan with your wallet, or even you can buy directly cryptos. So you can get the products from the machine. And in another ways, when it comes to more complicated, like someone, they offered a token, a project token to be payments in the ecosystems. It's about maybe about travel. They make an ecosystem with their own token. So this token, they need liquidity. They need have some place to be traded. And they need some liquidity to make the value, to make the price. So this is what exchange doing. So this kind of
creating
token
liquidity.
project, they need to come to exchange to make it fair trading.
Right.
Yeah, to make the value.
So you're sort of a market maker, like exchanges are supposed to be market makers.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know any one of you could answer that, but look, for this to happen on a larger scale, obviously, I've paid travel expenses in Bitcoins recently. But for it to be on a mass scale, are there any bottlenecks in terms of the regulatory framework? Do you have a wish list regulatory framework that would allow more ease of use of cryptos or stable coins for payments, for travel, since we're sticking to travel?
Okay, I think
Maybe yes, I can
regulatory
take up this question. Regulations are important, but what we need is balanced regulations. What we have today is either too much regulations or no regulations. So we have to bridge the gap, like there is this knowledge gap. And the other major challenge really is education. People talk, I'm sorry to say, but really huge concepts, big things right now. But still in the crypto industry, I was just reading something about metaverse. All of these gaming companies, about a year and a half ago, nobody was talking about metaverse. Since, for the last 8 months, everybody is talking about metaverse as if they were born in a metaverse. That is the reality. So education will play a huge role for people to understand, number one, what cryptocurrencies are. Today, the users are simply going onto the platform with very limited to no knowledge, and they're just buying tokens, and they don't know what are they buying and for what's the purpose. The companies are launching, just to also correct you, we have over 13,000 cryptocurrencies right now, and over 13,000. The market cap of the crypto industry is over $2 trillion. So look at the way this industry has grown in the last 5 years, 6 years, but the knowledge gap still lies way behind.
Yeah.
6 years ago, we used to talk about Bitcoins, Ethereum, etc. But within the last 2 years, we talked about DeFi, we talked about NFTs, we talk about Metaverse, we talk about GameFi. Look at the way things are growing. So Alan, maybe that's a point you can echo on.
It's been going exponentially. And I'm glad you brought about this point about financial literacy. But in a different context, if I put on my international development banker hat, so when we talk about tourism, a lot of tourism happens in emerging markets, in underdeveloped markets, where financial literacy, obviously, tour operators, for example, in some remote rural areas where, like the president mentioned, there's a temple or there's some old relic which tourists want to see. So that has to go hand in hand. I agree with you 100%. And I think, again, when we talk about the blockchain technology, that is that's the technology that can be leveraged not only for payments, but also for this financial literacy part. And perhaps, making sure that these tourist operators in emerging markets who are illiterate can come up to speed, so that this 10% of GDP is an average. In some countries, like Egypt, for example, it's 30% of GDP. It used to be. It went down. Was from tourism. Now, the potential is much more than that 30%. It's just because they have poor knowledge before education. Again, I don't know if that's a question to you. I mean, you guys are crypto exchange people, but do you have any thoughts on this? Yeah. How do you democratize, using blockchain, the tourism industry, if you may?
Okay. For me, I think in tourism industry, you really need to try something new, like accept more from crypto payments way. This is the most basic and simple one. In fact, this is not so complicated. For me, I have an example. 2 years ago, I have been travel in one country. I don't say which country. I lived there. I didn't bring any fiat money. I only bring Bitcoin. But I lived there 1 year.
El Salvador.
Everything good. Only with crypto, live there 1 year. Everything good. So a lot of people like me, in fact, especially like crypto guys. And nowadays, so many people are adopting crypto, and more people in this industry. I just want to say, in last year, crypto adoption grew 10x at least. 10x at least. So every year like this. So if more of our travel industry, they accept crypto, it will be a growth for travel industry also. So this is firstly, I strongly suggestion what we try to do. And even yesterday, because first time I learned about the travel industry, so I do some research about like OTA, something like this. Last video is from Indonesia government, right? I just researched, get a news. The Indonesia government, they accept crypto as payment for the travel. Yeah, especially they attract a lot of users from Japan, because crypto in Japan, people adoption is very high rate. So this is very interesting. And so this is the first basic things I think we need to try, and we can also help in our way. So the second thing is about like what you talk about DeFi before and smart contract. I think maybe we can try something more deep with blockchain technology. How can we bring this technology deep to the
tourism industry?
Yeah, to this industry. Like what kind of user occasion we can bring blockchain? We can make it more fair, more decentralized. Even like for now, we have so many DeFi applications. We can just guess if there is a OTA application is totally decentralized and everything is like it's driven by community and it built a whole like ecosystem.
Right.
So this is an ecosystem. People are not only like travel for the big agent, buy something from the big agent. They are doing this ecosystem, build a community.
Absolutely. I think that's absolutely, it's still evolving, but ultimately that's how this industry should be growing. Yeah. We just have 3 more minutes left, so Saxsena, any last 1 minute advice or comments?
I think I've got a point which is for a change related to non-crypto payments. And you, going back to your question, you asked about how can blockchain be implemented in the travel industry. In fact, I wanted to do a project, but when you're in crypto industry, every day you think about a new idea, but it's not about an idea, it's about implementation. I think this industry lacks big time in reviews. A lot of time, I mean, think about it, when you go to a restaurant, when you are using a specific hotel, when you're going to use a specific airlines, the first thing you always do, at least I do, is I check the reviews. Unfortunately, what has happened in the last 2 years is reviews can be bought. So there are robots, there are bots who are writing fake reviews. They're genuine people, but they're just writing like they have got 5,000 machines, and with 5,000 machines, they take a package and they give you fake reviews. But if these reviews can come onto blockchain, I think it can really transform the way we look at...
Word of advice to the tourism industry.
If there is somebody from Areva, I think they should probably think about it.
No, absolutely, and actually I can think of several other use cases, but in the 1 minute and 44 seconds we have, any last comment from you, way before I wrap it up?
Any comments, any further comments? I think he has already mentioned about a lot in detail.
So look, I think this is a very extensive subject. I think we can be sitting here the entire day talking about cryptocurrencies and stable coins and how exchanges are facilitating that, and the role of decentralized finance in all of this. But just to conclude, so this is a space which obviously is evolving. In the future, we are going to see a lot of use cases for cryptos, for stable coins, for making payments, for booking, for airline travel, for hotels. But before that can actually happen, we need to have a regulatory framework which, like you mentioned, and I always like to mention in these conferences, is user-friendly, is not stifling to innovation. In the last 40 seconds, I'll just say two things which I never walk out of a conference before I mention them, and I just mentioned them. I can elaborate another couple of hours on it. So we are innovators here. So we've seen Arriva, we've seen innovators, we've seen young people who are. So my message to entrepreneurs is that when we innovate, we should innovate with responsibility. And the reason I say that is a lot of innovations we have seen being not very responsible in the way they have written the algorithm, for example, or the way they have been structured, and I don't need to mention the scandals that we've been through. And the second is the responsible use of that technology. So when we, as users of technology, would buy any technology, we should make sure that it is not biased, for example, or it is not something that has an error in it before we start using it. Like we've been using, not we, but has been used in the US justice system, for example, or by a lot of HR companies which have recruited and because of the biases. So these two messages. And the last thing I would like to do is thank our panelists for their very useful and intelligent insights into this community, and I'm sure we'll have further discussions on that. And I'd like to thank the organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to Global Tourism Forum as well. Thank you.